Hi guys, welcome to the weekly energy reading. My name is Mary. I'm the creatrix of the Spiritual Sense, where I do readings, oracle readings, astrology readings, human design, yoga, and holistic healing. So take this reading for now and up to 6 months, or from now, or even up to a year. It doesn't really matter. It's more about what are the energies of the collective, the archetypes that we are working through. And today I felt called to focus on the divine feminine archetype. And there's so many divine feminine archetypes. And the one that came through, and she's been coming through before for me personally, but this is actually for the collective now. It's Meri Magdalene. This is from the Divine Feminine Oracle, and she's actually on the cover. So this is the archetype of unity between the third dimension and the fifth dimension, between the heaven and earth. And it's about, for whoever is looking at this reading right now, it's about divine union of the divine feminine and divine masculine within ourselves. Divine feminine is not just an aspect, that goes to ladies out there. It is in all of us. So when we find this fountain of divine feminine expansion within us, and we acknowledge it, we feel it, we feed it, we love it, we embrace it, we realize that we are both human and the divine, all wrapped up into this one temporary body that is the temple of our soul for this one lifetime we are in right now and currently. So let me read some of this because it's actually the first card that came through, and it's the first card on the deck as well. Meri Magdalene represents the fierce, unwavering love we all have access to within our own hearts. It's a love that renders all things sacred, from the animals to the angels, from poorest to the most powerful. It's a love that sees inherent worth of all things, and it's a love that remains even through the darkest times, even through death. Her love is the one that resurrects. So another thing that we're coming to in our life path in our lives is knowing that we are not really, our soul is not really temporary. Maybe we're losing fear of death because we know our love will go on. Love never dies, so to speak. And it's this union of the heart and the mind within ourselves, and it's coming to our own self-love and treating ourselves like we're the most precious being we are, and knowing our own limitations as well, and knowing that we make mistakes but accepting them anyways. And then also the moon card came as well, and it's this union of earth and water energy. So if you're into astrology, you could look at the earth signs, Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus, and union with the water, the Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio archetypes, energies within ourselves. We all have all the signs within us. If you look at the whole sign, or Placidus, look at your houses. We all have all of these in our chart, in certain houses and certain locations, areas of life, so to speak. So it's uniting these things, and looking at the Pisces North Node and Virgo South Node. What are we letting go? What earthly things are we letting go? And what, heavenly things where we are reaching for? Is it the spiritual aspects of ourselves that lie dormant for a long time, and now they're coming back full online? These spiritual gifts, these incredible dreams, these downloads, maybe telepathy is becoming really something that's interesting you, because you think of something and then somebody says it. And that's been happening to me a lot, where literally I'll think of something and that person, or that I'm watching a video, they're going to say that thing, or it's going to come up on TV, or I'm going to be a sign on a road, or something's going to happen, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, why am I feeling this way? And then yesterday I saw like this fire dragon boat that like went by, and I'm like, I was really feeling this fiery energy, and then I saw the fire dragon. I'm like, okay. So it's embracing and loving those aspects of yourself that you think are wrong, that you think are too much, and becoming your own sort of wholeness. That's the moon card. It's becoming whole and embracing the duality of ourselves, knowing that those times that we were thinking were too much, or mistakes that we made, accepting those mistakes and not shunning away from them, turning away from them, but looking at our shadows and what is triggering us and why, and accepting them, and loving aspect and loving ourselves and apologizing when needed, not just, attacking people, but actually owning our own crap, so to speak. And that is where you become and realize that you are the divine, you are the human life, and everything's connected. Funny, whenever I do these readings, like message will pop up, like a reminder or something that it's on the right track. So let's do a few more cards and see what specifically are we working through. And of course, what came through is, like I was saying before, is acceptance. Learning to accept the things that we cannot change. Learning to accept the things that are, when you're constantly being triggered by something and you work on it, and then years down the road you're still triggered by it. And accepting that. Maybe, it's just aspects have to be learned, these aspects have to be going. You have to go through these things with different people. Maybe those other people have to also see these mirrors within you that are triggering you, and you both have to work through it together. That's why relationships are here. It's to balance the self and the other. It's to balance the need and want, to balance the love and the hate and all of these things that sometimes we think we don't have, but then we really do. And it's accepting the shadows of ourselves, and then also having the courage to speak up, to go for the things that are uncomfortable. I find inner strength and face fear with confidence. If there's something that you've been fearing to do, now is the time that you have the courage to forward and push through it and go for it, regardless of any fears that you might have. I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. And again, it goes back to the Meri Magdalene. It's this balance of finding balance within ourselves and not seeking somebody to balance us out. Because everything, as we said before many times, you already know this, is within us. Everything that we seek. If you're feeling really horrible and, I'm going to go seek, take my attention on this person and let them give me the attention so they can, feel me, hear me. No, first see yourself. First find that space, that safety within yourself, and give yourself that thing that you want from other people, and then watch the other people just add it even more to you. Sprinkle it, and just because you're becoming whole, and you're becoming self-sufficient and self-resilient, full of self-love for yourself, for animals, all humans on earth, and not being divided by the race, by the ethnicity, by the nationality, and all of these things that are only like earthly connected. Divinely, we are all connected. We are all one. And it's important to have this courage within yourself. And it takes a lot of ascension, it takes a lot of growth and learning, going through dark shadows and dark nights of the soul to get there. And when you find this sort of abundance within yourself, then you can attract even more abundance. When you have gratitude for what you have, for example, and you feel content with what you have, and you give praise, you give gratitude to the people that are with you and around you, then you just attract even more abundance. I saw a study saying that when people give gratitude to others, they feel just as happy as when they receive, the gratitude. Abundance, I'm a limitless being, and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. So hello, my divine beings. What is it that you're wanting to manifest as this divine feminine has risen within you, Meri Magdalene, in all of us? Regardless of who you are, where you are, what is the one thing that you are wanting to unite, that you want to bring forward and manifest? And don't be afraid to let your heart expand and open wide open, because yes, it can open you up for more hurt and more grief, but it will also open you up to such higher frequencies and expansion of love that you didn't know existed before. So namaste, my friends, and I hope you have a great week.